Hi snipers, it's Alex. Welcome to this new video. I feel like a YouTuber, it's awesome. We're here in this video to look at a strategy together. It's been a while, it's nice to be back. I'm going to show you what's going on today. These aren't the usual strategies, as you'll see. These are strategies that will allow us to snipe the financial markets effectively. It's going to be about SMC basics. We're talking about the smart money concept. We're talking about smart money. I know that a lot of traders dislike this concept because they don't know how to trade. That's what's being said. I'm going to explain to you how to position yourself like a sniper. I'm going to explain a day trading strategy to you because many people face a problem. It's having a lot of losses in day trading. I had told you switch to swing trading because day trading is complicated. In this video, I'm going to clarify things. I'm going to explain what it's all about. And above all, I'm really going to give you some liquid gold in this video. Last time, I talked to you about reversal patterns. On H1, many people didn't understand. Pay attention because I won't repeat myself. So, in this video, we're going to talk about SMC because a lot of day traders are facing a problem. This problem is real. What is this problem? The problem with day trading is that you have too much drawdown. Drawdown is that very specific moment. When you enter a position, your position goes negative and usually you get stopped out. Why? Because you get excited about the financial markets, you're there, you absolutely want to make money, make some cash. But you're not prepared, you haven't read the market. I'm going to teach you how to see. In this video, you're going to leave your world of blindness and regain your sight. That's what I'm going to explain to you in a moment. With these glasses, don't forget that these are sniper glasses. I put them on to snipe. I don't need them today because even without glasses, I'm a damn sniper. Last question, why the cap? I hope that's clear. We're going to talk about interesting things in this video. Stay tuned. I've got my Mac. It's very rare that I have my computer near me. Usually when I have my computer close by, it's to do some dirty work. It's not to bang on pots and pans. Everything. You know the sound of the flashball? It's right in your head. A lot of people run into a problem. That problem is having a drawdown. This problem is having negative results when you trade during the day. Why? Because you're still NPCs just following along. The color of the candle, an upward candle, so you go long. Mistake. To make up for this lack of discernment in the financial markets, you need one thing. You need discernment. And my favorite word after perceptive, patience. You need patience. You have to wait for the right setups. A sniper is a trader lurking in the shadows, waiting for his target. You don't chase after the deer by running. You quietly wait for the deer to come drink, and so on. And so on. And then you aim and you take it down. Sorry to the vegans watching this video, but here, we're snipers. You absolutely have to take down your target. That's why so many of you come into day trading thinking, okay, I'm going to make money, it's going to be easy for me, I'm going to get things done. But unfortunately, you end up doing nothing because you're chasing after the financial markets. You know, you don't chase after them, neither the markets nor women. Those are two things you never chase after. And also, the bus, you think about running after the bus. Do you think it's going to stop? 99% of the time, it never stops. And you end up looking like a fool, an idiot, running after the bus. In my entire life, I've never run after the bus. I've never taken the bus. But in my entire life, I've never run after that damn bus. Why? Because you don't submit to the speed of the bus. You let it go by. And you flip it off. Well, that's one thing. It's the same with the markets, the financial markets. If you see the correction coming, you don't go trading thinking there's going to be a surge. Absolutely not. You always wait for the right place, the right moment to trade. It's really as simple as that. But you're not patient. I have a lot of students who tell me, Alex, how do you position yourself well, etc. It's patience. Patience opens the doors to success for you. If you want to build a real estate empire, if you're in a bit of a hurry, you're going to have to wait. Especially if you're in France. If you're in France, then you'll really have to be patient. Nothing happens in France without waiting. Even retirement, you can see it happening now. A lot of trades, a lot of people position themselves in day trading with drawdown. Drawdown is when your position goes into the negative before moving directly into the positive. Generally, you experience a lot of drawdowns and usually that's what gets you out of the market. Mistake. First mistake. The first mistake is positioning yourself poorly. Positioning yourself like a sniper, having a sniper's entry, means positioning yourself according to that drawdown. This strategy will explain how to do it using support and resistance. We're going to look at support and resistance from the perspective of SMC, the smart money concept, meaning we'll trade on the side of the institutions and try to understand a bit of the institutional players' strategies to be as effective as possible in the financial markets. It's rare for you to see my setup. It's really rare because I'm usually not in front of my Mac. I'm usually on a boat or on a plane. But here I'm going to explain things to you on my Mac. The advantage of the Mac is that it's the one in control and it makes the others work for it. Here, we're going to make the market work for us. A sniper doesn't give in to market trends. Here, we're going to be day trading. There will be a lot of trends, fads, and what we call market noise. A sniper must not give in to market noise. Why? Because market noise goes in every direction and that's what will send us crashing. A sniper has to make sure to do things at his own pace. That's why I encourage you to always take a long-term approach with swing trading, because you'll make money faster than you think. In the long term, rather than in day trading, and even more so than in scalping. As for scalping, I don't even talk about it. If you're a beginner in the financial markets, it's the fastest way to crash. Many still don't understand that scalping is what leads you straight into a wall. Day trading is something else because with intraday trading, you can still get a few shots at the market since you have time to observe. You'll see that in this video, we're still going to focus on a long-term trend. Let's get started. Here, I'm on my Mac. We're also here to crack some jokes. Wait, am I a YouTuber or not? You can see my screen. Normally, it's all good. Here, we're professionals. We're going to switch to a 4-hour chart. You might say, wait, are we talking about intraday or swing trading? Let me talk. We're talking about intraday. First, we're going to grasp what we need to grasp because there's a long way to go before applying this strategy. I'll explain everything to you in a moment. First, we're going to pick up on things. We're going to watch for setups on the H4 chart. And then we'll position ourselves on the M15 like a real sniper. That's where you'll be able to make your daily bread. What are we going to watch for on the H4? Well, it's simple. We're going to look out for what are called order blocks. Blocks actually are candles that get engulfed by the following candle. These will act as supports and resistances. You'll see, there's nothing complicated, but I'm going to teach you how to spot them. In the previous strategy, I explained certain things to you with patterns, etc. Just that alone already helps you make a profit. But many of you don't want profit. I get the feeling that many of you want automatic robots. You thought ChatGPT was going to make you rich. What we're going to watch for are the order blocks. You're going to ask me, what are order blocks? That's the problem with SMC. The problem with the smart money concept is that every new thing comes with a new term. That's it. Welcome to the world of trading. What is an order block? As you can see, we're on Euro USD. We're going to watch for order blocks. What is it? Order blocks are when the next candle engulfs the previous candle. That means there's liquidity in the other direction. What is it? You see here, I've zoomed in. You can see here this candle, it engulfs the previous candle. In SMC, that's an order block. What we're going to do is draw a resistance line from the body of the candle. You see here, I drew it from the body of the candle, not the wick. A candle has a body and a wick. What we're going to do next is set our take profit. But if you want, we'll start drawing our supports and resistances based on the previous ones, the previous highs. You already know this. I've given you a strategy where you just have to look at the yesterday high and yesterday low. That's already enough to start trading. What's going to happen here is that now I have my order block. Still on H4? H4 is perfect for observing the trend. Sometimes I only trade on H4. I don't even switch to M15, etc. If you want more precision, you go down to a lower time frame. Don't forget, the financial markets are like an eagle. The eagle scans. Always, it starts from the mountain, then lands. And then it scans. The trees, the birds feeding, the worms, the squirrels. It scans, it scans, it scans. It's the same in trading. We go down, we're on D1, we draw our support levels, we go down to H4, we draw H1, M15, and so on. The more visibility you want, the lower you go. The more you want the market to be smoothed out, the higher you go. Here we're looking at the state of the market. Here I have a reversal here. Here I see there's a reversal and so on. It doesn't matter to me. What we're looking for are order blocks. It's when here there's a candle that engulfs the previous one. What I do is I draw a resistance line on the body of the previous candle. And then I wait for a candle to break through that resistance. You can see that it came back and broke it with a wick, and then most likely it's going to go up. That's already enough to switch to the M15 time frame. What we're going to do is switch to M15. And what do we see here? Here we have my resistance line. Everything is fine. And you can see that we have a liquidity resistance. That means the market has recognized this as an important resistance. So it's going to hit that level again. The market is going to hit this resistance again, or this support. A resistance becomes a support, it doesn't matter. We need to understand that the market will come back. What we're going to do, since I've placed my resistance here, is watch for the next push. For example, here we have a push, and we're going to draw another resistance again on the body of the candle, of the highest candle that came to hit our resistance. That means the market goes tap, tap, it comes and hits it. What we're going to do is simply take the previous high. Since it's an uptrend, it's the highest point. In a downtrend, it would be the lowest point. It will be the lowest point. I take the body of the candle, same thing. I use the same principle and draw a resistance. Here, I have what we call a supply and demand zone. What is it? It's simply a liquidity zone, which will allow me to enter. I'm on the M15 time frame. You see H4, M15, that's for day trading. What we're going to do is keep going. But here, this zone, this damn zone, it's liquidity. What does that mean? It means that here, I can take a position. Here, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for a bit, wait for it to come back and test my resistance before heading back up. We don't rush. Patience is the safest approach. That doesn't change from what I teach. Meaning, we always wait for the first push, a correction, and then the second push to take a position. I'm waiting for it to break out here. Now, what we're going to do right away is set a buy stop, let's say, and take a position, etc. Always with a good ratio, at least 1 to 2, a good risk-reward ratio. Generally, you can set the target, you can go for 1 to 2, 2, and so on. Don't set anything crazy like 25 ratios of 25. We're going to take a position here, boom, and so on. What happens next? As you can clearly observe, the price consistently remains right at my established resistance level. Bingo. So you see that the price always comes back to hit the supports. On this support, the price always comes back to hit the support. Markets are cyclical. They always come back to hit the support they've already hit before. And that's why we can anticipate the market. Understand this, the MPCs, they're always there, banging on pots and pans, they're under the dome. If you want to get out from under the dome, start watching the market. The market shows us, just like Hansel and Gretel leaving breadcrumbs, we look at the traces, we see them. We see them, we trade them. We trade them, we make money. It's the same thing here. You see that the price dropped directly onto my support. Learn to see, learn to spot order blocks. That's the first step to mastering this strategy. The second step is always to wait. Always see what happens when the market comes back. You see that we have no drawdown, almost no drawdown at all. We're not here to play, we're here to win. The important thing is to participate. Now, it hit my TP. I don't watch TikTok, I have other things to do. But I saw there are guys on Insta, on TikTok, who were like, guys who get all worked up every time they see a trade. Don't you know how to trade or what? Stop it, stop getting excited. It's about controlling your emotions. That's the first thing. You wait, you sit down, you have a coffee, you look at things, and everything will go just fine. Everything will go very well, it's not complicated. You just have to wait. Even that alone is already complicated. What did the market do? The market always returns to its source. Drive out nature and it comes back at a gallop. It's the same thing with the market. The market is like the sea. The sea surges, then makes a smaller correction, then a bigger surge, and so on. It's a damn staircase, that thing. It's simple, and you can see that liquidity supports and resistances make all the difference in the markets. Structures in the market. To build a building, you need scaffolding. It's the same thing with your capital. To build your capital, you need structures. And these structures are mental, trading plan, money management, and so on. But they're also technical, like here. It's simple and it's always the same thing. That is to say, this zone will be super powerful because it will allow us to have very tight drawdowns and almost zero negatives. It's as simple as that. And that's how it is with this strategy. What? Nothing could be simpler. The truth is, the more you train your eyes, the more you'll learn to see. That was some SMC stuff, the smart money concept. A lot of traders say, yeah, but SMC is lame, etc. In my opinion, that's wrong, because in a war, you need all the weapons to win the war. You don't ask yourself whether you need planes or boats. To win the war, you have to win on all fronts. And that's why you should also be interested in SMC, because it's a very powerful way to trade. From the bank's perspective, a lot of people trade simply out of ideology. Yeah, actually, technical analysis is still technical analysis. It's still advanced technical analysis for the experienced and intermediates, but anyone can get into it. And here is a strategy that will allow you to make your first profits directly on the financial markets. In the intraday trading, This strategy is different from anything you've seen before. Of course, we're on the Snipers channel, and that's why you need to practice. Put yourself in demo mode, watch the market. SMC has a positive point, which is that you are forced to watch the market and pay attention to it. Because a lot of people just rely on luck to be on their side. Yeah, if I trade upwards, it's fine, it's going to be good for me, etc. Forget about that forever. Forget it. You absolutely have to remove luck from the equation and make sure that things happen through hard work and expertise. The more serious and professional you are with what you do, with your skills, the more successful you will be. There is no secret. Practice makes perfect. You become a blacksmith by forging, you become a sniper by sniping. Don't try to make money on a whim. It's ridiculous and childish, I tell you. If you are adults worthy of the name, if you are men, do things properly and snipe this to the end. It's pointless to say, yeah, by some misunderstanding, it's fine. In 2 minutes, I'll be able to do things. No. I believe in meritocracy, meaning that if you work, you will deserve the fruits of what you have sown. It's the same thing. You reap what you sow. If you don't work, you lose. It's your own fault. If you work hard, you succeed. It's thanks to you. It's as simple as that. And that's life. That's the life I advocate. And in my trading, everything I do, everything I accomplish, it's because I've worked on myself, on my mistakes, and I've optimized. That's what I was telling you about self-confidence. Be confident in your analysis, because when you work, when you put in the effort, you get things done. You do things better than your neighbor because you work more, you work later. Imagine Ronaldo kicking a ball. He's better than 99% of guys because he works to be better. So he is better, exactly. You said it at home, I'm sure of it. The SMC marbles, they're important. That's what we've seen in this video. You can do it all afternoon. I could do it all afternoon, honestly. This will really allow you to have resistance and liquidity support, meaning that the market always comes back to where it has previously hit. As the saying goes, there's nothing new under the sun. In other words, markets are made of cycles. These cycles exist thanks to the natural law of financial markets, and they always come back to test the previous support or resistance. And thanks to that, and also thanks to SMC, which allows us to see better, to see between the walls, to read between the lines, to understand better, because it's technical analysis. Even more so, it's advanced technical analysis. This allows us to see better, to understand better, and therefore to snipe more effectively. We're reaching the end of this video. Snipers, it's been a long time since I gave you a strategy worthy of the name. With my computer, it's always a pleasure to sit in front of the markets and watch. Make sure you learn to identify order blocks properly. Make sure you know how to look at supports and resistances, what you need to set yourself up on the H4 or H1 timeframes. Make sure you learn to do this well, because that's what will allow you to anticipate the market and trade on the bank side. Honestly, the more you understand the liquidity system and the more you realize that it's not you against the market, but you against the others, the more confident you'll become. Confidence leads to success, and success leads to confidence. It's a cycle, a virtuous circle. It's very important that I remind you. This is because many people send me messages by email or on Telegram. You can send me messages. I reply and many tell me, I understand, but I have a lot of losses. I'm losing confidence. I just keep losing. Trading is not for me, etc. That's a loser mindset. If you think trading isn't for you, honestly, to be frank, it's like saying you can't play football unless you have legs, in my opinion. And even then, you can manage with your hands. So if you have a brain and eyes, you can trade. It's as simple as that. However, no one ever said it was easy, and why should it be? It's complicated, it takes time, but with hard work and perseverance, you can accomplish absolutely anything you want in your NPC life. It's as simple as that. So, snipers, it's very important to work on this. Work on yourselves, work on analysis, on technical analysis. You know that technically, I am flawless. Technically, you have to be the best in order to be better than others and to be able to trade. Many people don't trust their own analysis, and that's what makes you lose. You absolutely have to work, you absolutely have to focus on what works, on what doesn't work, and keep moving forward without doubting. Snipers, an empire is not built on doubts, and know that dreams remain dreams without goals. You need goals to achieve your dreams and to do absolutely everything you want in your life. Honestly, a lot of people send me messages and say, Alex, I'm giving up, etc. All the better, that just means there will be more room for me to take a bigger piece of the pie. What do you want me to do? I try to convince you, but it's pointless. If you think you're not cut out for the financial markets, that's up to you, snipers. But know that thinking like that won't get you anywhere in your life. That's all for this video. Snipers, I hope this was useful to you. Don't forget that every Thursday, there's a new video dropping on this damn channel. So be there for Sniper. The rest, we'll meet again in the lobby. Boom!